Hey, you know the drill. 4.5 minutes to go. I'm prepping my final notes, and then I gotta plan something different. Even I'm getting tired of this thing. Anyways, fill up your coffee cup, cream and sugar in it, because you're a wuss like me, and you should take it straight out the bag. If you do, kudos. Talk to you in about 4. Hey, let's get this party started, my friends. Is your coffee cup full? Is your teacup full? Is your spirit full? Is your soul full? So do me a favor, say hello in the comments. And if you're not anywhere near comments or an area where you can comment, say hello and text it in right there on the screen. 405-217-4752. It's your boy, Patrick Allman. It's the Stop Doing Nothing show. This was going to be the Wednesday, August 7th edition. And you know what? I'm feeling pretty darn good today. I hope you are too. That's the whole reason I do this, is to fill your cup, fill your mental cup, fill your business cup. Hey there, sunshine. We're about ready to see each other again. Here's my buddy Candace hopping in. This is one of those buddies, Candace. This is one of those buddies I've got who, I love to death, but man, we can talk some trash, can't we, buddy? We can talk some trash in person. You ever have any friend like that where you two can give each other a verbal beat down, but at the core, at your heart center, there's love. Now you got some challenges going on there, Candace. Love you, and I've been thinking about you recently. So I'm cheering for you. I am cheering for you for sure. Hey, for those of you watching for the very first time, my name is Patrick Allman, and this is the Stop Doing Nothing show. I do this 3 times a week at 9 a.m. Central to fill, like I said, to fill your mental cup, to fill your business cup. We are a marketing agency, and I'm going to get into some marketing business stuff. So if you're not a big marketing person, or you just don't want me to hear about it, you just want me to shut up, I'm sorry. It's coming. I'm going to do it. So it's coming. It's going to be, it's coming into your life right there. So, we'll go for half hour, 45 minutes, maybe longer. And oh, cool. I can't wait to see you too. I know school stuff is starting up here pretty soon, right? I believe it is. Putnam City School District. It's my school district. It's starting up here pretty soon. So things are gonna get rolling. So it's good to see you. Good to see you. Get them tats done. So yeah, Stop Doing Nothing show with Patrick Allman. So the way this show goes, the way this show flows, accidental rhyme. Man, I don't like to waste time. I just want to talk about a little bit what's been going on in my week, what I got coming up. Hopefully it'll help you and influence you and put you in a good mood. And then we'll get into some business stuff. But also I want to hear about you. I want to hear about your day, about your life, how your week's going. Specifically, if you have something that has put you in a good mood and you want to share it so we can share it with everybody else, then that's something that we can talk about. So if you've got let me see how I gotta manipulate my tech here. If you've got some good news that's happened this week, share it with me and we'll talk about it. Like I said, we wanna cheer you on. We wanna give you a little bit of a pause right here. Okay, I always want to lift you up on my shoulders. Okay, let me see, what do I got on the agenda today? Oh, by the way, if you haven't done so, please give a reaction, share. If you would, share this. That's how you can give me some free PR, some free publicity, some free marketing. Share this with your friends if you would, please. We do this, like I said, 3 times a week, 9 a.m., Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And my week so far has actually been going pretty good. It's hard to be in a bad mood when you weigh, and for those of you who know my journey, it's hard to be in a bad mood when you weigh yourself in Sunday and you've lost weight versus the previous week. It means whatever habits I had last week must be working. So I'm working on those. Drinking water like it's going out of style. This morning I had my probiotic and yogurt, so yay to being an adult. You know what that means. But yeah, had my Onkios, whatever that Greek yogurt is, and I'll have some more protein later. It's a big protein day because it is a gym day, and that's another reason I'm in a good mood. Yeah, I'm a guy. I like working out. I know guys and girls like working out. It's a feel good thing, but there's another reason why, and I've talked about this before, why to me gym time is so important. And it's not just gym time, it's other environments. It's gym time. It's, oddly enough, it's a Home Depot. It's business conferences. It's things like that. Is in our day-to-day world, we just go through a variety of environments. We're at home, which we love, but it can be stressful. We're at work, which we can love, and it can be stressful. We go through a variety of environments. Some of them we run into people in good moods. Some of them we run into people into shitty moods. Some of them we run into people in completely bad moods. You ever been there where you go into a building or a room and just everyone's pissed off and angry? Yeah, but there are certain rooms in this world you can go into where everyone is there to improve themselves. And there's 3 of them. You can show me some more examples, but there's 3 of them I found. One of them is a gym, okay? A gym is a building of self-improvement. Whether you go to a CrossFit box or whether you go to Anytime Fitness, which is where I go now, or whether you not to go to an YMCA, everybody walks into a gym or a fitness building with the intent of improving themselves, okay? And that's hard to get in life. That's hard to get in my own office or my house or my neighborhood or, the grocery store. Grocery store is a good example of people that you run into who can really, really be grumpy. And yeah, I've learned recently I've liked grocery shopping, but man, you run into the whole gamut of attitudes there. You run into people with dancing kids who are having a good time, and you run into people in some vulgar, pissed off moods that they come in to get that can of beans and they want to get out of there as soon as possible. But three places I've learned that I love going to because they are just buildings of improvement. One of them is a gym. Most people don't walk into a gym to waste time and to have a bad attitude and to piss other people off. You are there to improve yourself physically, and in turn, you improve yourself mentally also, okay? One of the many, many reasons I love a gym. Oddly enough, one of the other places is the Home Depot. Home Depot or a Lowe's. People go into a Home Depot or a Lowe's because they're trying to build something or they're trying to fix something. Whether it's, buy plants, buy flowers, buy wood to build a room to add onto your house, fix a leak in your house that's been bothering you for the past 20 years. I really like going to a Home Depot or a Lowe's because everyone there is trying to improve their environment at home or they're trying to help somebody. There are plenty of times I've gone to a Home Depot, what's not for me, where it's somebody else who had something that was leaking and I had to get something for them, or I had rental property and I had to work on improving that for them. That I really love going to a Home Depot or Lowe's. Everyone there usually tends to be in a pretty good mood, especially if you get some good employees who are really interested there in helping you. I really get a kick out of it. And the last place off the top of my head, as I was taking my show notes, is a conference. Personal conferences, but I'm referring specifically to business conferences. And for those of you who are in my agency world, high level world, we have a business conference coming up, I believe, the third week of October in Dallas, right? And that's a 3 hour drive down from me. I'm up in Oklahoma City, and when you get inside the environment of a business conference, the energy level is so high. It's so high, and that is controlled, a lot by the people in the conference and the way the conference is laid out. By people, I mean staff, but also by the people that go there. The high level business conference isn't going to be. It's not one of the cheaper conferences in the world. So you're putting a serious investment there. So I pay close attention to what goes on. But at the same time, half the value for me, and I've talked to people about this before, half the value of a business conference happens completely outside of the formal sessions. I'll give you an example. This business conference, I can't remember where it is. I think it's the Statler Hotel. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, the high level business conference. But the high level business conference, um, I go out for it's in the Statler Hotel, and down in the lobby of the Statler Hotel, there's a place where you can have breakfast. Okay, and if you go early enough, because I might do breakfast 6:30, something like that. I get in there, and there's not too many people in there. They usually have some really good 80s or 70s music playing, and the other people who are early risers like me. There's a couple of them, and we're usually sitting at I'm going to say the bar. I'm not drinking bar, but the bar. They have formal tables in the back, and then there's a bar where you can sit at to get your food. Everyone there is up early and they're in a good mood and they're there for improvement. So I get value before the conference ever starts. Lunch, I get value. There's a Starbucks down the street where a lot of conference attendees go, and we'll just hang out there and we'll talk business. And don't even get me started on the evening activities, okay? Yeah, a business conference has a formal shutdown time at 5 or 6 o'clock. But this conference, they do parties in the evenings. I believe this is a 3-day conference. They're going to do parties in the evenings, and I get just as much value out of the non-formal conference time as I do out of the regular formal conference time. So three environments: a gym, a home improvement store, and business conferences. I like personal improvement conferences also, but I'm kind of focused on the business conferences. Okay, so if you want to be in an environment where you want to be uplifted by people, get yourself a gym membership. Okay, It's going to be expensive, but man, it's good mentally and it's good physically. So I'm in a good mood because it's gym day. What is it? Is it upper body? I think it might be upper body day. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to look at my schedule. But another reason I'm in a good mood is this is one of those weekends that I set aside to go hang out with my buddy Mateo. My buddy Mateo has an acreage in southeast. Is that right? Yeah, southeast of Oklahoma City. Kind of towards out. What's the other city? Shawnee. Shawnee. He has a ranch out there, and there's no cows or cattle or horses or anything. Just he lives out there, and that's what I'm doing. I'm going out there Friday afternoon. I'll be there through Sunday afternoon probably. Sometimes I adjust the schedule, but that's my usually basic schedule. So I'm looking forward to getting away from the same office. This office, my business office down the street. It's a change in habit. It's a change of environment. I get up early there too. I get up at dark, whatever time I get up, 5 o'clock, have my water, have my coffee, and it's still dark, but you can hear all the wild animals outside. They need to stay outside. Thank you very much. But it puts me in a good mood when I get any kind of change of environment. And then we're going to get up and we're going to do some good outdoorsy, manly, sweaty work, okay? With axes and saws and maybe some machinery. We're clearing some land. I believe that's on the agenda for Saturday is we're going to clear some land. So I won't be near a keyboard or an iPad or my MacBook Pro. Hopefully I'll be outside with my work boots on and my work gloves and doing Tim the Tool Man stuff. And so I really look forward to that too. It's the more it's really weird. The deeper and the more my business grows and the more I play with technology, the more I really like my technology breaks, especially my sweaty technology breaks. So we'll do that. Hopefully we'll get some of that done before it gets to be 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon where it's going to be blazing hot. And then we'll go inside and I'll do some tech work, but maybe have a glass of afternoon wine or whiskey and get some other work done. And then maybe we'll venture back outside as the sun goes down. He has a hot tub out there too. So I just don't know if it's hot tub weather. When you're sitting around in your sweat all day at 102 degrees, a hot tub in the evening just does not seem like the most fun thing. So that's what I'm looking forward to for the rest of my week. Gym time tonight. Gonna have a really good business day today, following up on prospects and stuff. Really good business day tomorrow. Friday, I'll be here again at 9 a.m. Put this on your calendar, by the way, and then I'll head down to his ranch, and that's what I have coming up. So again, if you have something good coming up this week, also share it with me. Or for those of you that are kind of coming and going in the stream here, if you've had something good happen to you in the past this week, share it with me so we can give you some love. Okay, let's talk about business for a little bit. Okay, I've got a whole agenda here of and by the way, please let me know. If you're watching, just drop a comment. Tony, see, thank you, Tony Finbar Smith paid attention. Thank you, appreciate that, Tony. Look at that beautiful picture. I can see it. It's very tiny on my screen. But that looks like you and your bride, if I'm not mistaken, right? And now I may have assumed that Tony. I assumed Tony was a guy. Tony may be the wife, and that may be Tony with her husband, or it may be getting married in Santorini. Thank you. Cool. Yeah. So. Either way, I may have, if I screwed that up, I assumed. I got to be careful in 2024 assuming. Either way, congratulations on getting married. That's very cool, and it looks like a very beautiful picture right there. That's cool. It looks like it's in front of the ocean or something. On my screen, it's like this big, so I can't really see the details of it, but I just know that it looks like a pretty cool picture right there. So congratulations, right there. Tony with a Y is a guy. Tony with an I be a girl. Yeah, you're right. I would agree with you. I would tend to lean towards your way, but man, in 2024, I just don't know. Sometimes I just don't know, and I have made some horrible assumptions and gotten checked. And so I tend to be one of those people that treads lightly on that stuff. But Tony, my bro, my guy, my man, high five. You have a beautiful ride there, and you look pretty sharp there in the picture from what I can see. So congratulations on the marriage, on the upcoming nuptials is what I hear. Okay, so let's talk about business for a little bit. And again, anybody else who's got some good news, just share with me where you're watching from, so I can give you some applause here. So today, I've talked about this topic before. I run a marketing agency, I run a digital marketing agency here in Oklahoma City, and a big part of marketing, and marketing is just so much these days. I don't do branding, I don't do billboards, specifically digital marketing, and a big part of marketing is getting attention, getting eyeballs. Okay, and it's something that influencers want. It's something that retail establishments want. It's something that every website in the world wants. We just want traffic. We just want eyeballs. And it's a very hard thing to do. People pay us to basically do lots of things, but most of the stuff we do is relatively simple to set up. I mean, we charge well for it, but it's relatively simple stuff we've set up. The biggest challenge these days, and it has been for a long time, is eyeballs. Getting eyeballs on stuff, getting your eyeballs. Look at this. I have your attention right now. Do you know how hard that is to get your attention when you're scrolling on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Facebook, all over the place? Getting eyeballs on stuff is so hard. So I'm going to come up here. I have kind of a list of things that are kind of the checklist items I think about when it comes to how can I help people get more eyeballs on things. Okay, and if you ever become a client, this is kind of things, the list we work through. We don't always use every single one of these, I'm going to tell you, but we do try to see which one of these works well, which one of these has the greatest ROI or ROAS, return on investment or return on ad spend, ROAS. We like a lot of industries, marketers have their own language: ROAS, ROI, PPC, CPA, CPS, PPM. I mean, goodness gracious. Ugh, even saying that makes my tongue hurt right there, right? So how do we get attention? Okay. First of all, before you ever worry about getting attention to something you want people to see, make sure you have something that people actually want to see. Okay. Every now and then we'll get a client who says, "Man, I need more traffic. I need more traffic. I need to sell stuff. I need to sell stuff." I'm like, "Okay, where are we sending people?" And they're like, "Oh, well, you can send them here, or you can send them to our Facebook page. How to get more traffic to our Facebook page? We can send them to our YouTube channel. You can send them to all these different places." And my first thing is no, please, let's stop. Let's take a break. What is the one place, if we had one place on the internet that you own? That is the really important part, that you own. What is one place on the internet that you own that we can send a ton of traffic to help you sell something? If you don't have that, then all the rest of the stuff is a complete waste of time. So let's just get that out of there. Okay, it can be a landing page, it could be a website, it can be your website with a start here page, it can be all kinds of things, okay? But if you don't have a good destination that basically tells people what to do next, then all the traffic in the world is not going to help you. Now, speaking of traffic, what can you do? And my marketing friends, let me know what you think about these in the comments. The first one I had on my list is I kind of went from the free to the paid side, okay? So free, SEO, search engine optimization. For those of you that don't know or aren't familiar with that term, don't know what it means, it just means making sure things on your website are set up in a way that the search engines like them. And the two major search engines, ooh, that's some strong whiskey right there. I'm kidding. It's not whiskey. Silly. It's vodka. It's clear. It would be vodka. Why would I have whiskey at 924? 924 is up. I'm kidding. I'm going to go on the kidding route. So basically it means that right now we basically have two major search engines and some other ones, Google and Bing, but let's focus on Google, for example. SEO, or search engine optimization, means setting up everything on your website in a way that makes it easy for a search engine like Google to crawl your website and then and then when people are searching for what you're selling, that Google will serve it up to them. Red high heel shoes. If you sell red high heel shoes at redhighheelshoes.com, there are just some technical things you can do on your website to make it so over time, as I go to Google and I type in, red high heel shoes, my website or your website specifically would come up to the top. Okay, it's there. I don't want to get too deep in the weeds here, but there's some header things you can put on there. There's some content things you can put on there. You can do videos. You can do all kinds of things. They always say, or one of the jokes in the marketing world is, well, if you want something to die, if you want a business to die, put it on the second or third page of Google. All right, okay, the world and marketers, I need you to think hard about this because we tend to get too jaded and too buried in our own world sometimes. So we kind of have to pull ourselves back. For the most part, when people go to a search engine, they search and they will find something towards the top or middle of the first page, and they will click on it. And that's how people search. Okay, and we all know the top 3 or 4 links are paid ads, but that's a big deal. If you can get to the top of the first page of a search engine, it's a moneymaker. Assuming that after the click, everything after that is set up correctly. Being at the top of a search engine is a moneymaker, and you can tell this because it's a constant battle. And we've all heard war stories of people who are like, "Oh my goodness, I used to rank number 1 on Google, and then I got knocked down. It killed my business." Yeah, nobody goes. Some people do, but in general, most people do not go down to the second or third page of Google. I try to because I'm aware of how this works, and I try to give some love to those other ones. But being at the first page, the top page of Google is everything in this world. And so SEO is important. However, the challenge with SEO, as my marketing friends will attest to, is it's also a long-term play. If you hired our company, Stop Doing Nothing Media today, and when we start working on your SEO, you're probably not going to see results for, I don't know, a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months. And that is because you are playing in a field that everybody else is playing with. Everybody wants to be in the search engines. It's easy. Here's the funny part. You can submit your site to a search engine, but you don't even have to. Google's so good that it finds sites. It finds sites that if they're linked from other sites, there's just various ways where these search engines are crawling things. Oh, I didn't realize I had some more comments here. Katrina Johnson. Oh, Katrina, I am so sorry, girlfriend. I'm so sorry I missed this. Oh, how are you doing? Oh my goodness, Katrina. I did not realize, Katrina. I apologize. I did not realize my comments had scrolled down. Candace, I see your comment too. I do not agree. It's 2024. I know a man named Soup. There you go. You proved my point. Katrina, give some love to the family for me, please. I need to make back up there and hang out with you guys again, okay? I need to hang up and hang out with you guys again. That was so fun. Sidebar, where was I? Oh, SEO. Yeah, everybody wants to be in the top of the search engines, and if you're the difference between somebody on the top of the first page and the top of the second page could be thousands and thousands of dollars of business revenue. So when people come to us, we will do the search engine optimization stuff, but I say let's not bank on that. It's a long-term play. Oh goodness gracious, I got all verklempt from the from the comments there. And meet the kids. Oh, don't even tell me that. Don't even scare me with kids, Katrina. So search engine optimization is a free way. After search engine optimization, organic social is the other one. I got to pay attention to what I'm talking about and not lose track here. Darn it, Katrina. See what you did to me? Organic social. So for those of you that have a very low marketing budget, these first 2 things are things you can do without spending any money whatsoever. Okay, organic social and SEO. Organic social is just going on and sharing stuff, sharing links like this show. For me to get this show out to you, I think about 20 or 30 minutes ahead of time, I posted a banner image up I didn't pay for it, and I put, hey, tune in live, watch at 9 o'clock. That's organic social, okay? And that's how social media started off, okay? Is just we were being social and we were sharing things, and like all things, when Facebook started off, or the Facebook, that was what it was first called, is the Facebook. It was really easy to share links and get attention, and because I'm a marketer, and you know what? Marketers ruin everything. If I have any marketing friends on the stream, give me a hallelujah or an amen. Marketers ruin everything. Okay? Organic social does not have the reach that it used to. I don't know how long you've been around, but can you believe it? At some time, Facebook only had like 100 users, and then at some point in time, only had 1,000 users. I mean, it was a big deal. You could post a link or post an image, and it would be seen by lots of people. And then, somehow we got to 10,000 users and 50,000 users and a billion users. And I think I stopped counting. Was it 4 billion users? Is that how many users Facebook has? Let's hop over here. How many users are on Facebook? Let me see. What's the current number? 3.065 billion. That's what I'm getting from the Social Shepherd right here. 3.065 billion monthly active users on Facebook. So can you imagine sharing a link and everyone sharing links all day long and trying to get attention on your link when there are 3.065 billion users sharing content and they all want it seen? That's painful. That is painful. Fortunately, we can move on to the paid side of things. Everyone, give me, paid side. Why? Oh, I love the paid side of some of the things we just talked about, okay? Everything out there that has a free side in the marketing and advertising world also has a paid side. So let's flip this. We're talking about social. Let's get back into, hold on, I gotta check on just one thing right for you right here. Good. Paid social, paid Facebook ads. We've seen them. We hate them. I even have them blocked in my Chrome browser. But yeah, that's when I'm looking for early wins for a client, that's probably the first place I lean into is the paid Facebook ads. And here's why. Because it's really easy to put up retargeting ads on Facebook. So I'm going to try, if I remember correctly, I'm going to try and divide this up into cold traffic and warm traffic, okay? I really am a big fan of retargeting traffic on Google and Facebook. And what retargeting is that thing where you go to a website and then all of a sudden you see ads for that website everywhere. And you think Facebook's being creepy. You think Facebook's following you. No, it's just technology. But that's an easy win for my clients that come on board, is us getting retargeting ads going up on Facebook and Google and several other places. Okay, I consider that warm traffic because somebody went to, let's say, stopdoingnothing.com, one of my websites. Somebody went to stopdoingnothing.com. They left. They saw an ad and they came back. I consider that warm traffic. Okay, I don't call that cold traffic. I consider that cold traffic. No, warm traffic, excuse me. Cold traffic was the first visit. Warm traffic, hot traffic is the second and subsequent visits, okay? I am a big fan of that because retargeting is basically low budget and it's based on traffic that was already there. So if I'm at stopdoingnothing.com, one of my websites, and I see red high heel shoes, which is the example I was talking about earlier, that are for sale, and I get distracted. I want to go check my sports scores, or I want to go see how the election's going, and I go over to ESPN, and I'm browsing around. All of a sudden, oh, look, there's an ad for stopdoingnothing.com, red high heel shoes. I think I forgot. I got to go back and buy those, and I'll click on that, and I'll go back and I'll actually complete the transaction. So warm retargeting ads, after all the free things I talked about, warm retargeting ads, low budget retargeting ads are something I would work on ASAP. And then after that, you kind of get into cold traffic, okay? Basically trying to find people who either have interests that overlap your audience, or people who are typing in words and they want to they want to shop based on those words. And again, here's a good example. I know how to go into Google and do my marketing friends and set it up so when someone types in red high heel shoes, to put my ad towards the top of the list above the free stuff. So this is the way a Google page pretty much works now. 3 or 4 paid ads at the top, sponsored ads is what they're called, and then the middle of the organic, and at the bottom there's more sponsored ads. Page 2, same thing. Okay. You can play down the organic world, which is where 80% of people play, or you can get kind of towards the top, and that's the 20%, and that's the paid side. And that's the same side, same thing with social. You've in social, if you're not using a retargeting ad, what you can then use is you can also use you're doing basically interest ads, what you're doing. And that's the difference for those of you who are kind of new to this paid advertising world. That's the difference between Facebook and Google. Google is intent traffic. People are actively looking for something. Okay, Facebook traffic is not intent traffic. Facebook traffic is interest traffic. You know, I'm an aviation guy. Okay, I love me and my airplanes. Don't ever dog an airplane. I'll come after you with a fury. Um, um, but I belong to a couple of aviation Facebook groups. I belong to probably a couple of aviation fan pages. Facebook, because it's smarter than me and it can think faster than me, knows that I'm interested in aviation. It knows to display aviation related ads towards me. Okay. So if you're like an AOPA, which is, airline, can't remember what AOPA stands for, or if you're the FAA, or if you're Martha and John, I can't think of their names, that teach all the aviation courses. If you're a business that sells aviation stuff, you can go into Facebook and you can set up an ad that says, hey, I want to show ads to everybody in Oklahoma who's interested in aviation, and I would be part of that population, and I would see your ad. Oh, really, Ryan? You get fancy now that you're part of the group. You happen to know what the acronym means. Show off. Thank you. Thank you. Airline Owners and Pilots Association. Thank you. And King Schools. Thank you. Martha and John King is who I believe they are. Yeah, thank goodness you got here and covered my ass, man. Because the acronyms this morning are slipping me. Yeah, Ryan, perfect. Ryan, my buddy right here is a great local CFI, local commercial pilot, and he has a great YouTube channel also. He has to update it. We both know that, Ryan, but he and I did a really great interview on that, so you got to go check that out sometimes. But yeah, if you're somebody who wants to run interest-based ads to people in certain physical locations based on their interest levels, then you can do that on Facebook, okay? And that's different than over on Google where you're doing shopping intent based ads, okay? So if I'm a guy who happens to like high heel red shoes, no judgment, then I would have to do some things on Facebook in order for the red high heel shoe company to see those ads and put those on my Facebook timeline, right? However, on Google, that's not necessarily true. For Google, for me to see those ads, I would actually have to type in, where can I buy men's size 13 red high heel shoes? Okay. I swear to God, in my life, I hope I never typed that phrase. But man, that's how the ads work on the different platforms, if I'm making sense here. And then what Google does, and I want to talk about Google a little bit more and subdivide it here, is Google has kind of like 3 different areas where you can do advertising. There's Google Search, which you and I have talked about. Google Search is, I bid on red high heel shoes, and whether I want to pay 50 cents a click, $1 a click, $50 a click. When someone clicks on that, I get charged, and the ad takes me to the website, okay? Google also has something called display ads, which is the ones I mainly use for the retargeting I talked about earlier. If you go to a lot of major news sites and you see banners at the top and banners at the side, or you're reading your buddy's blog and there's banners all over it, that's usually Google display advertising is what that is, okay? And then again, that's based on interest. That can be based on targeting. Kind of crosses the interest / targeting kind of Venn diagram there. And then Google has the third one. Google has video ads. Video ads might be my favorite, and Facebook obviously has them too. But video ads might be my favorite advertising mechanism. And another reason I think I like them, well, I like them because they're cheap. But another reason I really like them is because what was I saying? Oh my goodness. Oh, they're cheap, but not many people do them. It's very easy for people to run a display ad, put up a banner, or run a pay-per-click ad based on keywords. But if you're someone who's halfway decent on camera, I mean, let's face it, I'm not a bad looking guy, okay? I could crank out a video ad pretty decently, and I've done that before plenty of times. If you're someone who's halfway decent on camera and you have control of your language and you know how to speak and express and get your point across in a very short period of time. Very important thing to remember, when you're doing video ads, you have to get your point across in a very short period of time. If you can do that, then video ads are your jam. Oh, my favorite thing is I ran a video ad campaign once years ago for a client on Facebook, and we were each video view. Okay, I don't want to get into the depths of what a video view is, but my video views were like 1/1000th of a penny per video view, and I believe that was like 0.001. So that's what my video views were costing me. So basically, what am I getting? Is that 1,000 video views for $1? Hello? And on Google, it's not much different. Google is the same way. Video ads are just dirt cheap. And my favorite marketing strategy here, one of them, is to do inexpensive video ads and then retarget based on people watching those. So if you watch 30 seconds of my video ad, I'm going to slam that video ad in your face several more times there. So that's one of my favorite marketing strategies. Start off with video ads and then retarget based on that. And so then outside of the Google and the Facebook world, you get into some other advertising methods, which I don't delve into too often, but because I study this stuff a lot, I know they exist. I know they are in my tool belt. Sponsored stories on news sites. Oh my goodness. Once you learn how the internet works, it can break your soul sometimes. Go to a CNN.com or a FoxNews.com or CBS, NBC, pick one, I don't care. A Drudge Report, I don't care. You'll notice that in amongst the regular, legitimate, journalism-based news stories, there's this thing called sponsored stories. Sponsored stories is an ad. Okay? Look at us marketers trying to be creative and slip one in on you, right? Oh, look at this sponsored story. No, it's an ad. Quit bullshitting me, okay? You can't bullshit a bullshitter, okay? It's an ad. Sponsored story. Oh, goodness gracious. Talk about word vomit right there. And if you paid very close attention, the news sites are my very good example of way to watch this. Brian, good question. Do you run YouTube ads or just through Google? Let's get this up on the screen here. Brian, you have to go through Google to run the YouTube ads. So whether it's Google Display or YouTube or Google pay-per-click, it's all the same interface. I just started a Google ad campaign for a client yesterday, and I have to go in. When you set up the campaign, it's, do you want to do display ads? Do you want to do video ads? Do you want to do pay-per-click ads? So it's all the same. It's all the same interface to me, brother. Okay. It's no difference. It's just a couple of check boxes, but it's all through the same. Does that answer your question? That's what I think you were asking right there. It's all the same interface. When YouTube was a separate product from Google, YouTube used to have its own interface, but it's all the same now. So hopefully that helps you right there. So you've got sponsored stories. I go to these news sites because I can feel probably you guys want to put some hate out there. I go to different news sites, even if I would not normally go to them to do the research. So this morning I was on FoxNews.com, as I was on MSNBC, CBS, ABC, and CNN. Okay, I check all of them from an advertising perspective. See what was on there. I was okay. Cool, Brian. Glad to hear that answer the question, man. Fox News was when I was looking at in particular when it came to the advertising side of it. And I went to the Fox News webpage, and then I clicked on a story because most of the ads are not on the home page; they're on the secondary and tertiary pages. And there were 30 ads on a single page. And we get blind to them after a while, but if you sit there and count them sometimes, that's the majority of content on some pages, on some news websites on the internet, is the paid/sponsored content. So I think on Fox News, there was a banner at the top, a banner over the side, the main video was a political video of some sort, and then below there was like a block of like 21 or 27 or 24 ads but they were all sponsored stories, blah, 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 whatever. So if you just start paying attention to these, and you can buy those, there are different services, and you don't even have to go to like the news site to buy them. There are third-party services, and if you want to know some of them, just message me or text us. By the way, you can always text us if you have some questions about this stuff. The office number comes up here, and you can text the office number with any kind of digital marketing questions. But there are third-party services like Outbrain and things like that where you can put up advertising on things like that. And this is very important for those of you who want to run like local ads to like your local news sites. Your local news sites in your local city and county and state are the same way. There's sponsored blocks all over there. And you can go to I'm in Oklahoma City. So let's say I want to run an ad on KFOR.com or KOCO or KWTV or local Telemundo. It's not hard for me to go over to Google and say, here's my ad budget of $100 a month. Put my Anerbads. What the heck, Anerbads? I just made that up. Banner ads. Okay, put my banner ads. I'm gonna double check. Is this whiskey or vodka? Well, no, but now it's on my desk. Yeah, you can enjoy that, kids. Patrick has a drinking problem even when there's water, okay? Patrick has a drinking problem even when there's water. Yeah, that's gonna, oh well, at least it's water and nothing else. I promise you. Even if I am stumbling, it's not alcohol. Yeah, if you want to run, you can go into the Google interface and put some banner ads on your local news website. So I can hop into Google and put banner ads on all three or four of those major websites. We have OKC Fox, what did I say? KOCO, KWTV, KFR, and Telemundo. It would take me all of a half hour to an hour to get advertising up and running on those websites. And the funny part is I don't even have to talk to them, because the way this works is on these websites is these local news sites, they will just delegate blocks, and they will say, just show Google ads in this block. And they'll put the code from Google on there, and then they don't have to worry about it. It's self-managed. Google manages it for them, and Google just manages that square or that rectangle on their website. And so, once you know these tricks of media management and marketing, you realize that it's digital marketing and digital advertising. The technical parts of it aren't necessarily really complicated. It's more the strategy and the guidance and when to use the right kind of advertising. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you are somebody who's in business and you dread the thought of spending money on paid advertising, it's going to hurt your long-term growth. You can try to get by with SEO. You can try to get by with posting stuff on your Facebook page every single day. It's not going to work well for you long-term. I rarely take on clients these days who, in our onboarding, in our pre-sale, if I talk to them and I mention paid advertising, and they say, "Oh, we don't want to do that. We don't ever want to touch that." I'm like, well, then if you're coming to me and you want increased sales and increased conversion rates, then we're going to have a hard time. It's just eyeballs, okay? You need eyeballs to sell stuff. You need eyeballs to get attention. You need eyeballs for various reasons. And the free side of digital marketing does not get many eyeballs. You can post 20 times a day on your timeline. You can update your fan page 30 times a day. You can put out all the cute memes and reels you want. I can beat any of your free marketing methods with paid advertising in a heartbeat, and not a terribly high budget either. Give me $100. I'll put a Google ad up that will beat your SEO ad any day of the week. We'll beat your SEO entry on Google any day of the week. That's just the way paid advertising works. It gets attention, and it also runs the internet. That's something else that was in my notes down here. Is the internet, advertising runs the internet. The internet is not free. The internet's not free to run. However, you don't pay for access to the internet. Now, some of you may be thinking, I pay a Cox bill, Patrick, every year. I pay an AT&T bill. I pay a cell phone bill. That's not to access. That's not to get the content off the internet, okay? Getting content off the internet, for the most part, vast majority of it is free. If you're paying Cox, like I pay Cox, you can watch the stream. I'm paying Cox for the hardware to get on the internet. But for me to go over to, certain websites, to go to Ryan's YouTube channel, to go to Brian's website, I don't have to pay for that access. I can go to Brian or Ryan's website for free. Okay, now, are there websites that have gated content? Yeah, news sites have gated content. But the access to the internet in general is free and it has to be paid for somehow. So, how does it get paid for? Ads, my friend, ads. How does a digital news website like Drudge Report or someone like that stay in business? Here's a quick history lesson, not history lesson. Here's a quick process of how somebody makes money with their content. This is what an influencer is. We all have a love-hate relationship with influencers, but this is how being an influencer works. Okay, as an influencer, you're fairly unknown. You cannot make money from your website. You need a website up, but you can't make money from your website. So as an influencer, you have to do outrageous things sometimes to get traffic. And once you get traffic, that traffic has value, and you can pay for access to it. So someone like, we'll go with the man, the beast in this world, if you will, a Mr. Beast. When Mr. Beast first started, he probably wasn't much in the world of influencers. But fast forward pretty quick, and he knows how to get eyeballs. He knows how to get attention. And once people saw that, they started paying him to reach his audience. And he used that money, he invested it, he made more outrageous content. A lot of his content goes to good, by the way. I'm not putting him down at all. But he came out with other products. So it's kind of like he had nothing, he got a little bit, he invested it, he grew, he got more attention. It's a cycle right here. So everybody wants to be an influencer because influencers just look like, oh, we just run around and do cool stuff all day long. No, influencers have to get attention, and that attention sells. It sells with traffic. YouTube and Facebook will both pay you if you get enough traffic. Like my reels, I found the other day, I've got $1.67 in my Facebook account. Ryan, you may be interested in this. After Ryan and I were talking about making money from his monetizing his YouTube, I went and checked my Facebook account, and I didn't know that from my reels, I've got $1.67 in there. So I accidentally became an influencer. And I'm nowhere near being a Mr. Beast right there, but these platforms, the Google platforms and the Facebook platforms and other platforms and TikTok, they will pay you for traffic because the more traffic you generate for them, the more advertising they can send. He's turned that into products on the shelf down at my local 7-Eleven. I go down to my local 7-Eleven and Mr. Beast has got energy bars and I believe energy drinks on the counter right there. So that man is killing it. But also look at his production quality. That man is a beast, literally, when it comes to his production quality. So quick recap as we kind of wrap up the hour here. And again, as we do wrap up the hour here, and if you have kind of jumped in the stream here, share some good news with me. Ryan, if you're still watching, man, I'm glad to hear you got out of Florida with that weather coming in there. Brian, I do appreciate your questions. And then yes, Uncle Patrick for my girl Katrina up in Washington. Candace, if you're still watching. Tony, man, I appreciate you tuning in the beginning. All of you, I really do appreciate your eyeballs. Ryan's, okay, Ryan, okay, you know what? We're going to do this here real quick. We're going to stop. I love questions. I really do. So let me do this. Let me pause my rotating banner at the top. Let's go through Ryan's questions here. Ryan asks, my buddy Ryan asks, I'm genuinely curious how the ads on the local news sites compares to commercials shown during the same local news coverage during prime time, as those website ads can get 24/7 exposure. Ryan, it's my belief that the commercials probably get more visibility and probably have a little bit more traction than the banner ads, but they're also more expensive. That's the difference. Is if I am Salazar Roofing. We know Salazar Roofing is a local roofing company there. Those Salazar Roofing companies, 30-second spots on the evening news, in my opinion, probably perform much better than Ryan's used airplane parts banner put up on the website that runs 24/7. So yeah, what's your budget? If your budget's $100 a day, or $10 a day, you're gonna have to go with the banner ads. If your budget is $5,000, then you're gonna go over to the advertising departments, which I've been into in all these news stations. They've got massive advertising departments there, and you're gonna go over there and you're gonna run a commercial. The cool thing, by the way, one of the other technologies I didn't mention, which is kind of cool, is it's actually possible on some things like Hulu and Spotify and some things like that. Some of the bizarre off-world marketing mechanisms. It's actually possible to put together like your own audio commercial or your own video commercial and run it on those platforms. So let's look at Brian's question again just to make sure I got it right. I'm genuinely curious how the ads on the local news websites compare to commercials shown during that same local. Okay, it's during that same local prime time. I would definitely take if it's on prime time. Yeah, I would definitely do a $5,000, $10,000 commercial on there than the banner ads on the website. 100% prime time. Yeah, because prime time people are glued to their TV, right? So hopefully that gets close to answering your question, dude. And Brian, let's see what Brian has to. What did you say here, Brian? Is there a way to find influencers by location? For example, for a local service business like plumber, HVAC, power washer that only cares about local reach. Brian, there's no central directory. I've heard of influencer directories. I don't trust them. Okay, I don't trust those things in the least. This is just going to require some work. And I'll give you an example. Let me see. Is there a way to find influencer, for example, for local service? So it's going to be, so what you're looking for, like a plumber influencer, let's say OKC, you're looking for like an OKC plumber influencer or an OKC HVAC influencer, OKC power washer influencer that only care about local reach. Here's an idea that may work for you. And I've seen this on YouTube. My wife watches this on YouTube, especially the power washer. There are guys out there who power wash for free, or they do paid power washing and they record it. Okay. They put that stuff up on YouTube. Okay. That stuff generates traffic. Okay. It gets them business and it gets them traffic, and they pay for both. Okay. So I don't know if your city has any of them, but all those things you mentioned right there are very local businesses: plumbers, HVACs, power washer. If you can find somebody else who records their work, I haven't seen it in plumbers too much, haven't seen HVACs too much, but it's funny that you mentioned power washing, because my wife watches these power washing videos where somebody, goes to a driveway and they put up a time lapse video. Yeah, lawn care guys do those, right, exactly, Brian. The lawn care guys that go to like the horribly overgrown properties and they clean that up, and those things get so much. Here's the frustrating thing as a business guy. You see me doing these videos for you, right? Obviously, I want traffic and whatnot. But man, if I was to go out there and do power washing or lawn care guys, I would get so much more traffic, right? Those guys are a time lapse lawn mowing with the edging and all that stuff is so. I don't know what it is, if it's soothing to the brain or whatever it is, but yeah, those guys get mad traffic, and of course they're wearing their branded T-shirts, and people drive by and ask them for business cards. And then there's also some satisfaction to seeing them before and after work. And but at the same time, those guys get mad website traffic. Those guys have a lot more subscribers than I do. Cough, cough. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Cough, cough. Right. So yeah, those let's get the right one up here. There we go. Subscribe on YouTube. Yeah, Ryan's saying it's a satisfying completion element to the brain. Let's get that up on the screen here. Yeah, that's what it must be, because, and they go to some horrible yards. Pretty interesting. What they usually do is they'll usually go to like an abandoned property, but sometimes they go to a regular property and they'll knock on the person's. They'll do these for free. That's like free content they're doing that they get paid two ways on the back end. They'll walk up to a senior citizen's house and say, "Hey, I noticed your lawn was overgrown. Do you mind if I mow it for free and record it?" And it's funny. A lot of people are skeptical, because we live in a skeptical world. They're like, "Why would you do this for free?" And they're like, "I just really want to record it and put it up on YouTube." And some people actually turn them down. At the same time, a lot of people tell them yes. And yes, it's especially if somebody can do them both. If somebody can Some of these guys should pair up. Like the lawn mowing guys should come in and do all their cool, like every now and then. What I find really satisfying about it is if there's like a sidewalk you can't see anymore. Let's say there's a sidewalk that was in between two plots of grass, hasn't been mowed for hasn't been mowed for a long, long time, and the lawn guy comes in, he digs it all up, he gets the sidewalk back working, and he mows and does everything. What that guy should pair up with the power washing guy, and so when the lawn mowing guy gets done, everything's good power that wise. Then the power washing guy comes in and just cleans that sidewalk, gets it back to mint condition. So yeah, those guys are very, very popular, and kudos to them. Kudos to him. Causes a dopamine hit. I saw that there, Ryan. Very, very cool. Very good point. Okay, you know what? I cannot believe I actually went over. I actually went over my allotted time. You have work to do, my friend. You're going to take some of the ideas I gave you today, and you're going to get some mad marketing done. If you want help with that stuff, let's not forget why Patrick's here. If you want help with some of that stuff, you're gonna, call us or text us. Texting is always a good one for the office. Call us or text us here for more information about what we do here at Stop Doing Nothing Media. But outside of that, you know what? You'd think though, as fast as I'm talking right now, that I would be full of caffeine. Haven't had a single cup of coffee yet. No vodka, no whiskey, just water. Brian, man, virtual fist bump. Virtual fist bump. Man, I gotta get. Have we ever actually been flying together? Brian, we've never actually been flying together. Oh, that is a sad, pathetic life I have right there. We've never actually been flying together. Everyone have a good day. Don't forget to share this. Subscribe on YouTube. I could really use the YouTube subscribes. I'm not above begging. If you know me, I'm definitely not above begging. Have a great day, and get this on your calendar. I will see you Friday at 9 a.m. Central. Have a blessed day. Have a great day. Let's be nice to each other, okay? Politically, let's be nice to each other, especially politically right now. Let's not be the assholes that would be our default mode to be. Take care. I'll see you Friday.